Hello, I'm Danny,
And I'm Jake.
and this is Marvel Talk. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Marvel Talk. As we're recording, we are the day before the DC Fandom event.
Yeah, buddy.
So we'll be back soon to talk about all that good stuff we're going to be getting during that stream. There's been like posters and teases leading up to it that have been pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we're gonna get a Black Adam trailer. We're gonna get a Shazam 2. We're gonna get, oh my god, dude, I'm so excited. Batman, Aquaman 2. There's gotta be trailers for like so much stuff tomorrow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're definitely getting one for Young Justice, which I thought it ended at season 3.
Yeah, I guess they're doing a movie, right?
Oh, is that a movie poster?
Is that what it is? They're doing like a big like final movie type thing? I'm not sure if it's a season or a movie.
Sad to say, I still haven't watched season 3.
Neither have I. Oh no, it's a 4th season. Never mind.
Nice. I mentioned in our chat, I don't know if it's explored in season 3, but Meg has a new design where instead of green, she's white because, as we know, she's a white Martian. I thought, hey, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. I gotta catch up. Can't believe the show was almost killed by not having enough toys sell on the shelves. Oh, glad we're past that phase of DC Comics stuff. Yeah, the toys for it were really good though back in the day. I really dug them. I always wanted the Batman and Robin figures because they had a link-up base that was like a rooftop deal.
Well, man, let's kick off the episode. We do have some little DC news that popped up that's probably not connected to the fandom. But we got some stuff with Ben Affleck. I guess he mentioned that he had a good time on the Flash set. It was good for him to be back in the suit, which is a great thing to hear.
I loved that. That was really good. Just to hear that he was having a good time being Batman again, because I'm like, that's all he deserves, man. Just let him be Batman and let him have fun being Batman.
Yeah, honestly, like one of my favorite interviews he was in, I guess, was when he was on Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, he was on Kimmel and he was like, no, you're Batman though. Right. And this was like after the whole Justice League thing and him saying he wasn't Batman on stage somewhere. Mm-hmm. And then the whole crowd's just cheering like, yeah, he is Batman. It's like, yeah, that's great. You know?
Ah, that's so cool. Yes, I love it. It makes me happy that people still want him to at least be Batman for a little longer. I'm like, yes, let him do it.
Yeah, because I can only imagine, like, with the downfall of Justice League and the bad reviews for BVS, he was probably not feeling good, right? Because he's like, oh, man, not another superhero letdown, right? Because I guess, like, with Daredevil, a lot of people didn't like that.
He's like, I just don't want to do that to people again.
Mm-hmm.
And which I can totally understand. Like, that's totally fine. But also keep playing Batman because you're really good at it.
Yes, which is where this rumor comes in for Batgirl, that the HBO movie, where they suggest Batman's going to show up and it's possible it will be Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah, and I think there's more credence lent to that because did you see the Andy Muschietti thing that he said about the Flash movie?
Oh, about the multiverse thing?
Yeah, about how this Flash movie will be the thing that brings them all together.
Yeah, it's like it's everything we've seen for the films. They're all going to be connected into one universe now, right?
Yeah. Or like one multiverse, I think is the word he uses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which makes sense. That's what we all kind of assumed was going to happen. Yeah, here it is. The Flash movie presents a story that implies a unified universe where all the cinematic iterations we've seen before are valid. All that you've seen exists, and all that you will see exists in the same unified multiverse. I would love for this to be a thing of like, oh yeah, no, all the TV people are also still involved.
It's still possible we'll see Grant Gustin show up in this movie, right? So, speaking of Black Adam, we did get a look at some of the suits that were in wardrobe. And I'm liking how it looks. It's looking rough. It's got like a bunch of texture, and symbols on there. That looks really nice.
Yeah, obviously these were leaked, quote unquote leaked.
Quote unquote, yeah.
I don't believe that they were actually leaked, but that's what happens nowadays, right? They leak it, sort of. They sort of leak it. Who leaks it? We don't know.
Yeah. I mean, look at what's going on with No Way Home, you know?
Yeah. Leaks everywhere. It's just a leaky ship of a movie, apparently. It looks real good, though, man. Oh.
Yeah, I like the yellow armband on the left arm on the bicep.
Yeah. Like, the extra detailing on it looks great.
There. Oh, we also got to look at some of the helmets for Hawkman as well.
Yes. Yeah, there were some of those on there, too, which I'm like, the Hawkman helmets look perfect. I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, no, I love the detail on it. He looks menacing.
I'm pretty excited to see him in that outfit. Now, okay, what's the gold armor stuff, do you think?
Oh, I don't think I saw that one.
Oh, this says Hawkman harness. Oh,
shit. It's his harness?
Yeah, okay. That's cool. He's just got a big old chest plate thing. Oh, dude, did you notice on the shoulders of Black Adam's suit, there's like hieroglyphs like sculpted into it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Ah, that's gonna be so cool. I know one of the big things is that they had an original suit and like The Rock saw it and he was like, no, remake it. Like he didn't like the initial design, which is but if this is what he came up with second, this looks way better.
The only other news I got that we got before the DC event was we did get some new set photos of Vigilante's suit. Like we got like full detail, him rocking the helmet and everything on set.
Yeah, and he looks great. Oh, I'm so excited.
It looks very comic book like, which is great.
Yep, it's some good stuff, man. Like the look of the suit is pretty spot on, in my opinion. James Gunn knows how to make those suits that look pretty comic accurate, so he does a good job.
And like it's comic accurate, but it doesn't feel like over the top either. As far as the other DC stuff, yeah, again, just like posters and teasers for tomorrow's event.
Yep, was a big fan of finally hearing Robert Pattinson's voice.
Oh yeah, that was today, right?
Yeah, it's not just a signal clip.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, he says it's not just a signal, it's a warning. And he sounds awesome. Way better than I sound. But he sounds super spooky. And I love it. Ah, man. And then they, like, released a statement that he's going to be in the Batman suit for, like, 80% of the movie. Because this Batman doesn't like being Bruce Wayne. And I was like, yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Down.
Yeah, again, it sounds just like what an early version of Batman would be like.
Yeah. That'll probably be a fandom / early Eternals thoughts, which may or may not be a lot. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, at least we could talk about the
red carpet event.
The red carpet event, yeah.
I can tell you all about meeting Angelina Jolie. And would Brad Pitt be at this premiere? Would she bring him? I don't know. Maybe. Are they still together? Is that a thing?
I don't think they're still together. I don't.
Oh no! Dang, that sucks.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Oh no!
Yeah, that sucks.
Ah, that's a bummer. It would have been fun to meet Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Well, because I was thinking Brad Pitt could be a different MCU character that was recently casted.
Oh, that would have been really good. He would have been really good for that, actually.
Yeah. So is it time to switch to Marvel talk and complain about this new casting?
Oh my god, I hate this. Yeah, let's do it. I hate it. Oh my god. I think James Gunn is done with Guardians. Yeah, I think you can tell. James Gunn's also gone on record, or not James Gunn, Kevin Feige has gone on record saying he doesn't like Adam Warlock as a character, which is why he wasn't involved in the Infinity Saga in any way, which is a bummer. And now this casting has to be from Feige. I can't. It's so bad.
Oh yeah, I wonder why he doesn't like him. Is he just too powerful of a character?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember what the deal was. Okay, so this article is from when Guardians 2 came out. They say, why Adam Warlock, why now? And Feige says, not to tease anything in regard to Infinity War, mainly to plant the flag for his involvement in future Guardian stories. Mm-hmm. Adam Warlock is a character that we all love very much. James in particular has come very close. I think he's revealed recently to including him in Volume 2, but when it was decided that that was one character too many and the movie coalesced into the awesome form it is now, he wanted to see that appearance in future Guardians movies in the tag. Do you think Adam Warlock could have his own franchise, like his own movie, or do you envision him as a Guardians thing? Right now, it's a Guardians thing. That being said, with James at the helm up to this point, certainly I would presume it would continue to be the case. Any one of his Guardians or any pairing of his Guardians, I think, could carry their own movies now. Pretty not directly saying Adam Warlock was going to be in anything.
Yeah, but with this casting, I don't really know if I want to see him.
Yeah, I don't. Oh man, this is. It feels like a joke. Like, it feels like somebody just actively didn't like Adam Warlock as a character, and they were like, I don't want to have to make him fun or interesting or cool. I just want to cast the silliest person I can think of to play the character.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And that person is Will Poulter.
Will Poulter.
Yay, the teen movie guy. Or the young adult movie guy, excuse me.
Yeah, he was in Midsommar, and he's I hate him. I don't like him at all. He's such a geek. Oh my gosh. It's so I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe once this dude like bulks up, he might look different, but his face is so goofy. I can't. I can't.
Yeah, I never read anything with Adam Warlock, but I always pictured him to be a more mature looking character.
Yes, this guy, he looks like a dweeb. All the casting things of like, oh, it should be like Jamie Lannister, or it should be Keanu Reeves. I'm like, yes, all of that age of people are great choices. I see one right here to make him Armie Hammer, and I'm like, yeah, Armie Hammer is such a perfect choice. I don't know. This is horrible. Oh man.
Oh yeah. Here's just this not. There's a shot of the actor. I'm just looking at him like, yeah, that does not look like what I would expect Adam Warlock to look like.
No, not in any way.
And also, like, he's like, maybe I get it. Like, they're trying to go for a younger one because he's being created now. But
maybe
just make him an adult. Like, why does he have to look like at least 10 years younger than
Peter
like, Quill?
But like, Adam Warlock was in the Machine in what year was that supposed to be in the
that
movie
was 2014.
2014? Okay,
yeah,
so
that's 11 years ago in the MCU.
Yeah, because now it's 2025 or whatever, right? Like, that doesn't make... So he would be mature looking and old. So there isn't even an excuse to have him cast this way. Ah!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's like if they casted, like... This is literally like casting, like, Jack Black as Green Lantern. Like, this is that level of bad, man. And, like, I like James Gunn. I like his stunt casting. But this is one that I just don't... I don't buy it. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't even remember the last time I wasn't really feeling a casting for the MCU. At least for the movies.
Yeah.
The shows that's a different matter.
The shows are all over the map. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I guess Brie Larson.
Yeah. Who are you talking about?
Yeah, the character that wasn't in the finale for What If.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
most powerful people from across the universe, right? Or from the multiverse, and she's not one of them.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yep.
Yeah, weird casting choice, which it got quote unquote leaked, and then James Gunn went on Twitter to confirm it.
That would be the funniest part, is that if that confirmation part was the joke and Adam Warlock was just a completely different actor when the movie actually comes out, that would be hilarious. I would love that. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think it would be really funny if it did.
Yeah. Like, I know we're probably ways away before we even get like any posters or teasers for Guardians 3, but an official like look at him in the suit probably would have helped.
Yeah, that probably would have been good. Or like even concept art of him would have been cool. But like right now, I don't see it, man. I don't know.
Well, other Guardian news that we got, James Gunn did confirm there is going to be a new character in the Christmas special for next year.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I'm curious who that might be.
Yeah, and if they'll carry over to 3. Knowing what James Gunn does, it'll probably just be a fun character to have in there.
Yeah, that would be cool. Gosh, I wonder who they would pick. I don't know.
I mean, if I had a bet, it would be an obscure old school like Guardians member, probably.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because remember, he is a fan of obscure characters that no one really knows. What's his name? What's the dog's name? Astro, right?
Cosmo.
Or Cosmo. It'd be cool
Cosmo
if he popped
the
up
space
in there.
dog. So yeah, that'll be neat. I'm excited. New character for the stuff. He said it's somebody important, right? Or somebody that we're all going to be excited to see or something.
Oh, I don't remember his exact words.
But that comes out pretty soon, right? Or next year.
It's
next year. Oh my gosh. Oh, so long from now.
Yeah, that's what sucks. Just like with the Halloween special on Disney Plus, we're gonna have to wait a year. Oh, his quote is introducing one of the greatest MCU characters of all time. Which, to me, that sounds like it's gonna be a wacky character.
Yeah. Probably somebody he thinks is the greatest MCU character of all time.
Yeah, because he probably had fun writing that character into the script.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very James Gunn. Okay.
Yeah. So no idea who it could be, because James Gunn always likes the weirdest people. Oh my gosh, what if it's just, we're introducing Gamora? Oh my gosh.
She's an important new, quote-unquote, new character.
I just wouldn't put it past him, you know? Like,
yeah, I wonder how that's going to work, because I'm assuming they're going to want, well, it doesn't have to be canon necessarily, right, to the MCU.
Yeah, I guess not. It could be an alternate timeline type of deal.
We got a supposed synopsis of what's going on in Doctor Strange 2, involving the new characters coming in, like Miss America.
Oh
and,
yeah,
and Wanda.
This stupid plot line. Oh my gosh. I wasn't a fan of this one either. I'm not gonna lie. I remember seeing this post. Oh gosh, it's like Doctor Strange has to help America, whatever her name is, to get away from Wanda. Is that right?
Well, yeah. What I read just off the bat, Wanda's trying to find a way to get her kids back, right? Because that's where we left off on WandaVision. And to do that, she has to do some multiversal stuff, and that's where Miss America comes in. And I guess she's trying to stop Wanda from doing that, because I guess that's like kind of her job, is like a police of the multiverse or whatever. And so she goes to Strange for help, which that does not sound like a Doctor Strange movie at all.
No. It sounds like Captain America Civil War. Where
even
Doctor
less
Strange
so
will be in it barely. Oh, but I guess Captain America Civil War was like half of a Captain America movie at least.
Yeah, he was still the main focus for the most part, where this just sounds like he's a B-side character.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I really hope that's not true. Because like there's supposed to be other stuff going on in the movie, like Mordo's supposed to show back up, right?
Yep. Man, I just want a Mordo versus Doctor Strange movie. That's all I wanted. But, you know, with a name like Multiverse of Madness, I guess I couldn't expect any less than just too many characters, right?
Yeah, like I would expect he would be the main villain for 3 if they do a Doctor Strange 3.
Yeah.
Because we haven't, as far as we know, he's just going around Earth, you know, hunting down sorcerers. And I kind of wish we got some more info on that.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, yeah, Scarlet Witch will be chasing Miss America. Oh, to get her powers. That's why she's chasing her. She needs her powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just sounds like WandaVision 2.
Yep. I guess there was another leak, supposedly, that there's going to be Ultron sentries in the movie.
Yes.
In some way. So I guess, yeah. I mean, they could just be in one scene and then not be in the rest of it. I don't know. I guess it just depends on how much they're involved and how much that relates to what we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I didn't think much of it. I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess. I don't know how that makes sense. But, yeah, after watching What If, that could make a little more sense. Yeah, which we'll get to in a little bit, because, I mean, the last piece of news I have for the MCU is the Echo series I think that's a Hulu one. But the rumor is we're going to see Charlie Cox be Daredevil in there.
I mean, he's rumored to be Daredevil in like
everywhere.
A few different things right now, and all he said is that he's not been contacted for anything. So,
right.
I don't know. I think I'd believe him before I believe leaks. You know what I mean?
This guy says there's a plan for Daredevil to get a soft reboot for the MCU, and
Okay.
Echo is his way of returning onto the screen.
Why? Okay. That's a weird way to reintroduce him, I guess. What is Echo? I don't even know who Echo is.
Yeah, she is a deaf Native American hero that works with Daredevil.
Just do a new Daredevil show. Whatever.
She's the adopted daughter of Kingpin.
Echo's going to be a Hawkeye spinoff. So she's going to be in Hawkeye first.
Oh yeah, in Hawkeye. Okay.
So Hawkeye's gonna spin off Echo, and then Echo's gonna spin off Daredevil, and then Daredevil's gonna spin off something else. Oh my gosh. I'm tired. I'm so wow. Oof.
Yeah, this guy says this is basically going to be a season 4 Daredevil because we're going to be reintroducing all the characters that are going to be involved with the show, but it's still Echo as the main character. It'll be somewhat of a soft reboot in the MCU, but it'll still have some history with the Netflix shows. So they look somewhat different with a bit of a different backgrounds, but still played by the same actors. So they might just shake some things up to make things more sensible for the MCU, I guess.
Probably to make it a little less dark and a little more jokey.
She was that woman in the set photo with Hawkeye that we talked about a while back, where I thought that was somebody else. Yeah, there was that set photo shot of Jeremy Renner wearing the purple suit. That looks like the comic book one. Here, I'll post it.
I sort of remember that, yeah.
Yeah, here, I'll post it right now.
She's got like the handprint on her face and everything right now, too. Yeah, she's got a comic accurate suit. That whole thing is comic accurate.
I didn't notice the handprint the first time we talked.
And the little sun around her shoulder detail, like that's right out of the comic book. It's gonna suck if like just nobody likes her, and then she doesn't get a spinoff show. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens in November.
Yep. Gosh, it's a 6-part show, and they got to cram her whole intro and storyline into that show. Oh boy.
Yeah. We did get a new trailer for Hawkeye too the other day. We
did.
Right? It was like a minute trailer.
Yeah, it shows like a little more like the musical, I guess. And reinforces the whole I'm being chased by people on my way home to my family type thing.
Yeah. That's weird. It says this Thanksgiving instead of this Christmas now.
Yeah. Well, I think I've seen some that say like this holiday season or whatever.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, it does come out in November, but it's like, it is a Christmas thing, so.
Yep. So, I'm sure they'll release more commercials to encourage more people to watch it around Christmas.
I kind of wish it wasn't 6 episodes, though. Like maybe.
Do you wish it was a movie? Because I wish it was a movie.
Like, just give like maybe 2 more episodes.
Oh, you mean like you want more content for it?
Yeah, because.
See, I feel like this kind of story, though, fits 6 episodes pretty good.
Yeah, I guess it'll be fine.
But maybe it'll be 7, because the first 2 episodes happened on the same day? I don't know.
Well, they did that with WandaVision, right? They dropped the first 2 episodes. Well, aside from that, I didn't really see anything else for the MCU side of news.
Yeah, it was pretty light so far.
Well, I mean, there was that billboard in what was it, Brazil?
Oh yeah, where they put Andrew Garfield Spider-Man on it.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting? I wonder. I feel like they should let the cat out of the bag. That's all I'm saying. Just build the hype up for the movie.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy again. Like, we're seeing all this stuff for, like, this is supposed to be a big movie. And we're like, we pretty much know what's going on.
And they're just being so coy about it. And it's like, just say it, man.
And then, hey, we also got that leak of a returning villain coming in.
Yeah. A very Russian villain coming back.
Hey, I liked Big Fat Liar. Yeah.
I love Big Fat Liar. It's one of my favorite movies. Really, I was pretty stoked about it. It's the Rhino, baby. But the Rhino armor is in this leaked photo that's like a big, like rock room. I don't really understand where they're at.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe okay. Spoilers, potential spoilers. I skip over some of this, all of this. I don't know. We'll figure out the time codiness of this. But you remember how we were talking about how the box that Peter has might be the thingy that's got them all imprisoned, right?
Yeah.
What if that's the prison?
Yeah, that could make sense because in that shot, there is that orange glow in front of the armor.
Mm-hmm.
So that could just be a spell Doctor Strange put to keep them in their cells.
Oh my gosh. And like the part where Peter is almost attacked by the lizard is going to be in there.
Mm.
Like, cause like the thing that hits behind him hits a orange barrier doodad.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. So I guess that is a way of showing like, oh, here's all the previous Spider-Man villains, but they might not actually get out, possibly.
Some of them might just be stuck in there for the movie. Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, like it could just be Electro, Green Goblin, and Doc Ock.
Yeah. And maybe Sandman. I feel like Sandman could probably get out of there.
That too, yeah.
Yeah. It would be cool to have all of them get out. That would be dope. I don't expect that to happen. Because that would be really expensive. But it would be cool. I don't know.
And I think that's it for the leaks for now, anyways. For Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think that's I kind of don't really want to see any more news about Spider-Man until it comes out. I think that's kind of where I'm at about it. Hey, it's feeling a lot like another Spider-Man 3 that came out a few years back. I don't know.
Right, yeah. There was one more thing for the MCU which we're bummed out about, which is with Eternals. You'll find out once you watch it soon. But it concerns our Black Knight, our boy. He might not be rocking the armor, right?
That really sucked to read that. I was like, oh no, because they said that this isn't going to be the movie where we get the full info on the Black Knight. Like, this is just to introduce him, and then he's going to have something else down the road, which I'm like, that's cool. I get it. There's 10 other Eternals superheroes that you have to establish and deal with. So Black Knight's probably like a little too much to put on top of the rest of that, including a villain.
Yeah.
But boy, howdy, does that still suck. Because, man, I want to see him in the armor, dang it. I just want to see him fight with the sword. Just let him swing it once. I don't know. But that's like in contradiction to another thing I saw, where it's like, we're gonna see the armor in this movie, and it's gonna be comic book accurate. But supposedly it wasn't finished yet for the movie, like because of how they had to rush this one because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
I guess they couldn't have a physical suit of armor for him to wear. So if they do armor for him, it's going to be fully CGI. I'm hoping that this is a movie where he'll be like, I would love for his part in this movie to be sort of like Wonder Woman and Batman v Superman, where like he's already the Black Knight, like as a hero, like as a character, and he kind of helps them out in the final fight, and they don't like, but then they're like, okay, Black Knight's coming back, but he's going to have his own movie where we talk about his origin story and stuff. But he'll already be like established. Like, if they can do that with him, I'm way into that. That's what I would like to see happen.
Yeah, I think that's the best route they could do, too.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully that's what they do. I don't know.
Yeah, the quote was, he won't be the Black Knight in our film. Yeah, it says, we very much explore the relationship between Dane Whitman and Cersei, because they're in a relationship in the modern part of the movie. Which is, again, something for the comic readers, but we won't see the Ebony Blade in this movie. He's not going to be a Black Knight necessarily, but that is something that we get to play with down the road. Yeah.
Phooey. That's lame.
To me, that kind of sounds like he's not even in the movie a whole lot either, right? Like he's going to be more or less a background character, but he might be doing stuff that will lead on to the next film he'll be in, for sure. But yeah, that's a bummer.
This is an interesting set photo. Oh, he's pretty far over there. It's a wide shot. Oh, there's a guy in knight armor. Interesting. Let me drop this to you in the chat real quick.
Oh, I think I see it. Is this the beach one?
And there's definitely a guy who looks like a knight in armor over there.
Yeah, that kind of looks like it.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna hold out hope. If it does happen, it'll be really cool.
Yeah, this beach scene, it looks like, if I had to guess, where we see, what are they called?
The Deviants?
The Deviants, yeah. There's one shot in the trailer where the Deviant comes on shore at a beach. Mm-hmm. So he could be fighting one there.
That would be kind of cool.
And then that's when the Eternals show up.
That would be pretty neat. The Deviants, the most boring Marvel villains since the Chitauri. Holy moly.
Yeah, that still sucks. Yeah, we're kidding. Like, just CG monsters.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. They're not even as interesting looking as, like the Sins from Shazam.
But yeah, with that was all the MCU stuff that we got recently. So I think it's time we could dive into the big piece here, which is Marvel's What If. It ended. Finally sat down and watched the last 2 episodes.
Yes. Where did we leave off? Do you remember? Like our last episode? Was it the zombies one? Is that the last one we watched?
Yeah, we didn't talk about Party Thor yet.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't. My personal favorite episode of the entire season is Party Thor. It's great for a multitude of reasons. I love that it's so silly, and so goofy. It's a big dumb episode of big dumb fun, and I love it. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's really fun. When Loki showed up, I was like, "Oh, what's gonna go on?" And it's like, "Oh no, but they're just cool bros now." It's like, oh, that's great.
They didn't live under the same roof, so they didn't like hate each other.
Yeah,
and like Loki's like the king over there on Jotunheim, which is awesome.
And great design too.
Yeah, I love it. Jotun Loki is something I would really, really love for that to get. Like, that would be great. Like, as a toy or something would be cool. I'd love a Jotun Loki toy. That would be so cool.
And I love how he still has the crown, but it's made out of ice.
Yeah, that's great. Like, with the horns and everything on it. And I love that, like, Jotun Loki's like, yeah, bro, you can handle this. I'm gonna go, bye. At the end of the episode. And I love that they party in Vegas, and I love, like, the hangover part where she wakes up and the whole room is just trashed. Also, Natalie Portman did, like, a pretty good job, like, voice acting. Or no, was it Natalie Portman? I don't think it was, actually.
See, that's the interesting thing about What If. There's some voice actors that you can clearly tell that's not RDJ. He's not even trying to do RDJ.
Yeah.
And then there's some where, like, I was like, I swore that was Tom Holland in the zombie episode, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was a totally different guy, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and even with the finale, I thought that was ScarJo, but it wasn't.
Nope, it was the same ScarJo voice actress from the assassination episode, which is my other favorite episode of the whole series.
It was Natalie Portman.
It was Natalie Portman. Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Tight. Yeah, she did a great job. Yeah, I and then I loved Howard the Duck had like the best stuff. He got to marry what's her face? Yeah, which is great. And then I loved seeing like Korg and the Grandmaster partying with everybody. I don't know if the Grandmaster was actually played by Jeff Goldblum.
Yes,
or if,
it was.
Oh, that's amazing. That's perfect. He didn't even do a whole lot. Oh, and Surtur was played by Clancy Brown again. Yes, that's great. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Surtur hitting on the Statue of Liberty, and then like Grandmaster DJing in Vegas, and just that was such a goofy episode, and I was like, this is what I was looking for. Was like just off the wall nonsense from What If, like.
Yeah, it really didn't take itself too seriously for all that stuff. Aside from the B plot of the episode, where like, yo, Thor's got to go. This is like a intergalactic issue or whatever. Like Shield took it way too seriously that he was here partying.
Yeah. I thought that was like a whole thing. Like, I guess there was like the risk of like whatever planet Thor is partying on getting destroyed, because they party too hard, which I think is kind of a neat concept.
Right, because Captain Marvel shows up and she's like, "Oh yeah, the last planet Thor was at, he destroyed it."
Yeah, like that planet got destroyed after he was there. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I like this episode for another big reason. Captain Marvel gets the junk kicked out of her, man. It's great.
Yeah, the feedback for her fighting Thor was interesting, where everybody kept saying like, yeah, she easily beat Thor, and they're solidifying that she's the strongest.
And I was like, not really. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like Thor didn't really even try to fight. He was still just kind of goofing off, and when he did get serious, that's when the fight stopped.
Yep. Both times when he got serious is when the fight stopped. And also, she apparently can't lift the hammer. Wah wah.
Yeah, Brie Larson stated, not about What If, but about
just in general.
Just in general, that
Captain
she
Marvel
can lift Mjolnir.
And this episode kind of showed that didn't happen. So, I don't know. Strongest Avenger? I think it might still be the Hulk.
Yeah. I like the relationship that was developing with Thor and Jane.
Yeah, that was great. I honestly liked their chemistry here more than in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I also really liked, like, this is the, like, if you want to do a fun, dumb Thor, you do this Thor. You don't do it with the main MCU Thor. You do it with this one. This is perfect. Fat Thor should have been a What If.
Yeah.
Man. But this was a great episode. I loved it. I thought it was super silly. Just a great old time.
It hit all the notes you would expect for this kind of episode, especially at the end, right? Where it's like, guys, my mom's coming. We have to clean up the planet.
Yeah, and then I love the whole thing of Father, give me strength. Like he has to like summon the lightning down to get everybody's attention.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, I'm glad that we had such a lighthearted episode like this.
Yep. This makes me miss the episode that we didn't get, which, we'll talk about, I think, here as we talk about the final 2 episodes, which really should have just been 1 episode, I think.
Yeah, they could have made it, like, just an hour-long episode.
Yeah,
really.
Just like a big finale one. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because they did mention we did get episodes cut out because of COVID and time restraints.
Yes, and that I found out all these episodes were actually supposed to be 40 minutes. Found that out recently. So my complaints about these feeling rushed and really fast are pretty valid because they had to cut them down due to COVID.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, because these episodes, as 40-minute episodes, would have been way better, I think.
Yeah. Now again, like there is some episodes in here that are good, right? Like episode 3 with Hank assassinating the Avengers. I thought that was fine for the most part.
Yep.
With the pacing, but it really would have helped. Yeah, Agent Carter and T'Challa Star-Lord episodes for sure.
And I think the Killmonger episode as well probably would have been helped a lot by that because the Killmonger episode was pretty. It just kind of ends.
Yeah, it just ends. Yeah.
And then that's just over now. Because of these last 2 episodes. Like it's just over. Like we're never gonna get a resolution to that plotline. That's gone. But let's get into these final 2.
Well, before we get in, did you end up watching the Doctor Strange one?
I did not. I did not get back around to watching the Doctor Strange one yet.
Okay.
I want to, because apparently it might be more important than we think. Going forward, I don't know. Maybe it'll come back in Doctor Strange too. I don't know. I think these movies have so much going on. But I'll get around to that episode eventually. I heard that that's also a really, really good episode, like in terms of pacing and stuff. So
pacing, yeah, I think the pacing's fine for what it is. It can feel a little fast, but I think that's the point.
Okay.
Because Doctor Strange is desperate in that episode.
Yeah.
And so by having things go by pretty quick makes sense because he's trying everything he can in order to do what he needs to do for that episode.
So I heard there's a bit of it that's like the Ancient One says that you can't save what's-her-face because, like Rachel McAdams' character, because it's a fixed point in time or whatever. But I'm like, but the main timeline proves that that's not true.
Yeah, it's weird. So yeah, he's trying to fix that moment in his timeline. And that's what the Watcher says. You can't do that. It's just impossible to reverse it. And so that is his goal in that episode. You know, he does do it. We see what happens when you change a fixed point in time like that. But to me, it's like, that's just, I think the ramifications of doing that is just too much for that episode.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for like the role he plays at the very end of the last episode of where he has to watch this battle go on forever.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could only do that when he is in that situation, I guess. But yeah, I think that was just a little like, really, that's a little too much for this.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Very strange. Get it?
Yeah.
Strange? Yeah, I don't know. I thought that episode was... It sounds interesting. I gotta check it out. I gotta actually watch it.
Yeah.
And see what the ramifications are.
My selling point is the visuals are pretty nice in there.
That's cool. Like, I heard the wizard battle and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's the shot of him absorbing all the demons, and you get to see like all this stuff going on, which we got to look at in the finale, which I thought was a really great point for the last episode of just like how the effects are on Doctor Strange and him like turning into like this demonic form.
Yeah, I liked all that stuff in the final episodes for sure. Like, he was like the most powerful character, rocking anything in that area. It was pretty neat, and the Cthulhian nature of the monsters that were inside him was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty well done stuff, I gotta say.
Yeah, so yeah, let's get into this 2-part finale here.
I like part 1 more than part 2. I'm gonna say it right now. I like part 1 much more than part 2. I think this has a bit of Infinity War Endgame syndrome going on. At least for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that, but I think this first episode is awesome. I love this whole idea that Ultron wins. It's what every person that liked Age of Ultron should love. Like, this is great. It's awesome. Like, I love it. It's like if Age of Ultron was actually the Age of Ultron. Holy moly.
Yeah, like it feels like the comic that movie is based off of.
It's
like,
great.
For namesake.
Yeah, like much more than I would say the Marvel Zombies episode feels like Marvel Zombies. This one actually feels like the Age of Ultron. Excellent episode. So cool. I think the only part I really have an issue with that I feel like probably would have been longer had this been a full 40-minute episode is Thanos just dying immediately. Like when he shows up on Earth with 5 of the stones. I was like, no way.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of what they did with Thanos in the whole season.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, including the T'Challa Star-Lord episode. Yeah, it's
well, you know what's interesting about, I guess it was in the second episode when Strange brought the zombies in.
In the big final fight right there.
Yeah, and the whole thing was it's not about the zombies, it's what came with the zombies, and it was the Wanda zombie.
I thought it was going to be Thanos.
Yeah, because we saw Thanos as a zombie at the end of that with 5 Infinity Stones.
But then, like, Captain America is like the first zombie that falls through, and we know that he got wrecked in that episode. So maybe it's like an earlier point in time from the zombie universe. I don't know.
It could be anything, but that's very short-lived anyways, as they just die.
Yeah, it literally does nothing. It's like, okay, cool visual, but nothing happened. Again, this is the problem with episode 2 as opposed to the first episode.
Yeah. Well, I like the pacing for the first episode.
Oh yeah, the first episode I think is awesome and pretty spectacular. I love the world they set up. I like that they aren't as jokey in this episode. Like they're actually taking it pretty seriously. Like the whole storyline and situation of it and stuff is a lot more like morose than the rest of the season, which I think is pretty neat. And I love Arnim Zola coming back, like he's backed up on another computer just in Russia. That's great. I like that he kind of becomes the linchpin for stopping Ultron, which is brilliant. Like, that's such a brilliant idea that if Ultron ever went crazy, Arnim Zola would be, like, the only person to stop him.
Yeah, that was a cool thing that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, like, that was like, see, that's the kind of stuff from What If that I love. That's great.
And I really like the downtime we got with Natasha and Hawkeye.
I like them looking around, like, the base, like, trying to find stuff. Like trying to find the info on Arnim Zola. I like Hawkeye's metal arm that's built out of an it's a Ultron robot arm, which is pretty neat.
And he has his Infinity War haircut.
He does indeed. Apparently, that's what sad Hawkeye does in any timeline.
Yeah.
When the world goes to shit, he shaves the sides of his head.
Yeah, I like Natasha's suit. I like the shoulders on it.
Yep. I like that she uses her dad's shield. Red Guardian's shield finally makes an appearance.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was neat. I kind of was a little bummed she didn't have like a moment with it, you know, like Alexi or something.
Yeah, but that's where like this weird lightheartedness with the writing comes in.
Yeah,
that like I'm not a big fan of.
It's like I keep craving like a little bit more deeper moments. You know what I mean? Like, just here and there. Sprinkle them, you know? Good balance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did get that. One of the writers did say she was drunk when she wrote something in here, right?
Oh, is that really? That's for real? Oh, no.
Well, that's what I read.
Oh, boy.
Oh, right. That's when Darcy and Howard the Duck got married.
Oh, okay. Is that? Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the writer, quote-unquote, did a good impression of Kat Dennings as Darcy. And so, as everyone was drinking, they kind of came up with that scenario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when you have that kind of attitude in a show like this, the writing makes more sense to me.
Yeah, and you're probably not going to get moments that are have any kind of depth.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was watching the last episode here with Adam, and I was trying to explain to him like how the humor kind of works in this show. Like all like the ones that like we don't find funny.
Yeah.
And there's this line in the Yakuza game where Kiryu just is like, "Oh, these are jokes." It's like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel about the jokes in here. It's like, oh, these are supposed to be jokes, huh? Okay.
It's like, oh, okay, sure. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's my whole problem with modern MCU that everybody quips. You know, it's everybody gets to quip. It's just not fun.
Give it to a few characters.
Yeah.
Give it to everybody.
No, not everybody needs to be witty and think on their feet hilarious. Like, I don't know. It works with the Guardians because they're all really well written.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point of their characters is that they can have those moments where they're really funny, but, you know, they also have moments where they really show depth and like, legit emotion. Like, they have moments where they just get to sit and be quiet.
Exactly.
I guess is what I'm trying to say. Which this show, you know, it doesn't really allow for too much, because it's a little. But I haven't seen the Doctor Strange episode yet, so I don't know if it's true about that one. That episode might be a little bit more what I'm looking for, I guess.
Writing wise, yeah, that's a little better than most of these. For
cool.
Sure.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So that'll probably be one that I'll enjoy checking out. Might even become my top episode of the season. I think that's kind of why I liked a lot of the assassination episode too. Was that there wasn't a ton of jokiness to it. Like there's a little bit, but
Yeah.
For the most part, all the characters are taking the situation happening pretty seriously. You know what I mean? Like they're not quipping at each other the whole time because Hulk freaking like explodes from the inside out. Like,
Yeah.
holy moly, that's horrifying. And everyone in the scene acts that way. And I'm like, see, that's the kind of reaction you should have to seeing your best friend in an Iron Man armor suit as a zombie, Bruce Banner. Good God. The zombie episode still bothers me a lot.
Yeah. I will say Ultron's design is it's a hit and miss. We were watching it. I'm like, oh yeah, he does. Like when Vision's wearing the Ultron armor, he does kind of look like Ultron Sigma in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Okay.
Just just without like the Sigma face on Ultron in that game, but it's similar in silhouette, anyways.
That's cool. I mean, I liked his design. I didn't think it was bad.
I just think when the face pops out and then you just see Vision's face in there, it just looks a little off.
Oh, like when the face guard disappears and like retracts or whatever. Like, very Iron Man like, I guess, in that way. Which this Ultron is supposed to be a direct replica of type thing.
Right.
I don't know. I think it still works for me. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
And, it gives you that scene in episode 2, which the zombie thing, but it gives that moment for Wanda to react to it being Vision.
Right. Yeah.
Which is kind of an interesting reaction to have. I think the cape is kind of silly.
Yeah. Well, that's where like the Ultron Sigma thing comes in because he had a cape too.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
And his double lance, he's lancing guys forward and backward. He's a lancer, dual lances. That's what he's got.
I think the lance is fine. Right?
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's neat. It's a cool weapon.
It fits the cape, at least.
Yeah, it works. He's got a knight armor thing going on. Like it's interesting. But yeah, the only low point for me in this first episode is when he just slices Thanos. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it's just too easy.
Yeah, I'm like, that should be a whole fight. Like that should have been a whole fight. And I bet in a 40-minute episode, it probably would have been. I'd imagine there was probably somewhere buried, there's a storyboard for an entire battle between Thanos and Ultron in that scene.
Well, we also probably would have got the shot of the Avengers fighting him too.
Yeah, we probably would have had more of them actually fighting Ultron.
Because we only got the shot of everybody's defeated and Tony's talking to him.
Yep. Boy, howdy, I wish these episodes were 40 minutes. Man.
I don't know a whole lot about the Watcher in the comics. I just know a little bit from like one or two storylines I read, but he felt a little out of character in this episode, mainly with the line, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah, that line right there. I was gonna ask you about that. I was gonna say like, hey, how'd you feel about him just totally turning into a modern human?
Yeah,
for like 2 seconds.
I don't like that moment because he literally just breaks out of character for that. That's just so weird.
Yeah, that's how I felt about it too. It was very strange. I didn't like it. It was like, oh, I mean that's the Marvel stuff, right? Like that's what?
Yep.
I mean, he does that at the end of the Party Thor episode too.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, which I guess we didn't mention. That was the start of this finale, right? The Ultron bots come in at the end.
Yep.
Of that episode, so that was a cool way to tie it in.
Yeah.
The way, I don't think the Watcher really fights at all in the comics. Because he's just this omnipotent being, right? I don't think he really throws down like he does in this episode.
I was looking up Uatu here to see what his power set looks like. Okay, history, don't care. Observing other worlds, focus on Earth. Blah, blah, blah. Where's the superpowers? Oh my gosh. Powers and abilities. Telepathy, invisibility, illusion generation, energy manipulation, teleportation, time travel, force field generation, flight, cosmic consciousness, immortality, and size alteration. So he can basically just do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Which, that makes sense. Uatu's corpse. How does he die? Who kills Uatu? What?
Oh, Nick Fury kills him. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Original Sin. That's like the only storyline I read that involved Uatu.
Oh yeah, it's right here. Yep. I was like,
yeah,
wow.
Nick Fury sort of became like this assassin that worked under Uatu, and he would just assassinate people throughout the galaxy. And then I forget like the exact details, but Nick Fury decided like, oh, it's time to kill Uatu. And so everyone's trying to investigate like what's going on, and the big thing is Nick Fury stole his eyes, and his eyes have the truth. And that became a big thing because we get reveals about people's past that we didn't know about. Like, it's all just new lore coming in, like stuff with the Hulk and
interesting,
and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I will say the fight is cool. It's very flashy, and I liked how when he was fighting Ultron, just the way that they went through different dimensions. Like each punch just shattered the realm and making them go to the next one.
Yep, I loved that stuff, and especially the part where like he gets like knocked to the ground in the middle of New York City, and then like Ultron punches him, and all of a sudden it's like medieval times, and he punches him again, and it's like a Guardians of the Galaxy planet. Punches him again, it's like another place. It's like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, I wonder if that medieval thing is a tease for the 1602 universe for Marvel.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, that would be so cool if we got to see the 1602 universe in season 2. I don't know if you noticed, but one of the planets that he punches through is Mustafar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Darth Vader's castle's just in the background, and I'm like, huh. That's
a lot
cool.
of Star Wars stuff in here, right?
Yeah, there's a X-Wing in the episode T'Challa Star Wars T'Challa Star-Lord episode. There's an X-Wing fighter in the background in the collector's collection, which I think is kind of neat. I was like, oh, okay, there's Star Wars stuff in here. We're doing that. Okay,
it's only a matter of time.
It's got to happen at some point, right? Like that's got to be a thing. Like,
yeah, I mean, Marvel does publish the comics for Star Wars, so yeah. I mean, there was clearly that, I would say, a galactic reference, right?
Where he's biting the galaxy and it just explodes into. Yeah, that was totally a Galactus thing. Even the shape of his helmet in that scene looked pretty similar. I just thought it was like this first episode is like so creative in all the ways that Ultron uses his powers and stuff, like with all the stones, which I'm like, yeah, Ultron would just get it. Like he would just know what to do. Like having the Mind Stone first and understanding what they do and stuff. I was just like, man, like who could the Watcher possibly assemble to like fight this guy in the second episode, And I'm like, okay, Doctor Strange. Yeah, that makes sense. Doctor Strange makes sense. It was like, that would be the first person I'd go to, is the one that's absorbed all of, like, the crazy Cthulian monsters and stuff. I'm like, okay, cosmic level superheroes. That's what we're going for. All right, cool. And then episode 2 happens, and it's like, oh, he picks all of the people from previous episodes, half of which are just regular people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And looking at it, it's like, yeah, I mean, of course he has to assemble them because they're in this season.
Yep.
But like, and then watching the fight, you think, oh yeah, without Doctor Strange, like they wouldn't even be close.
No, there's no way.
Like, there's so many times where I'm like, Star-Lord would have died multiple times.
Like, T'Challa would just be dead. Like, he'd just be dead.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know, Black Widow's there, and she's just getting tossed around, and I'm like, I don't know, man. That would hurt a normal person.
Yeah, like, if Doctor Strange wasn't there, like, the Ultron would have won. You know, we would have gotten the darker ending, which would have been okay, right? I think
that would have been fine. And Party Thor is the best version of Thor. Like, okay, sure, yeah, that's the one. I'd pick.
Honestly, that's the line where I'm like, they shouldn't have put that in there. It's like, you guys are my best hope in the multiverse.
Yeah.
It's like, really, but
like,
we have a
whoa,
season
dude.
2. We're going to be seeing newer characters show up too, right? Like, why do you have to say this is the best when there's going to be more, and there's obviously better versions of most of these people.
And we don't even know why Gamora is important because we didn't get her episode.
Yeah, I want that episode. It's probably going to be in season 2.
That's the episode I think that got removed from this season, because I remember back when we covered some concept art design that got leaked. One of the big concept art pieces was Tony's Sicarian armor. Like that was like a big part of the concept art leaks back then, and then like Gamora in the Thanos armor was a thing, and that was supposed to be an episode.
Okay.
But it's gone. And I think that might have been the one they took out. And I'm like, if you had to take out one episode, maybe not that one. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to find... I don't think I'm going to find it, but I think one of the writers said it was supposed to be a comedic episode too that they took out.
Which, that would make sense. Like, Tony Stark meeting the Grandmaster would be pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh my gosh, seeing Tony Stark have to compete, like in like the games or something on Sakaar, hilarious.
Yeah. I like the design of that. Kind of looks similar to Hulkbuster, but like with the Sicarian paint on there too.
Yeah,
cool.
It's really cool. Oh my gosh, what if there was a Beta Ray Bill thing in that episode? Like instead of fighting Hulk, he fights Beta Ray Bill. Just give me Beta Ray Bill in something. It's not anything. This is the perfect show to put him in. But yeah, the whole second episode, I feel like Ultron gets massively depowered, regardless of them beating him or whatever. Like, he still has the Reality Stone, regardless of, like, you chose to take the Soul Stone, like, of all the stones. Like, yeah, alright. Like, when in the first episode, he's able to just detonate a planet from the inside and destroy the surrounding solar system, like, with Captain Marvel in it, and she just gets wiped out. Like, yet again, another episode where Captain Marvel is shown to not be as strong,
Yeah.
Thought it was an interesting choice of her to take Ultron to the core of a planet that she was trying to save. But
keep punching him.
Yeah. Maybe not the best plan.
Well, and also looking at the all the characters they picked, and I get why Captain Marvel's not there, because most of the cast here are the original actors from the MCU voicing them.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Pretty sure that's not what's her name as Gamora, Zoe Saldana. I don't think that's her.
Yeah, I don't think it's her either. So I forgot, the What If series, the reason I know that this episode was supposed to be in season 1, the Sakaar episode, there's another reason, is that they made a freaking Lego set for it. There's a whole Lego set. Yeah. And oh my gosh, the Sakaar armor can turn into a car. What? That would have been awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it right here.
Yeah, that would have been super tight. What? And then Valkyrie's there and the Watcher's there. And I don't know. I get picking Gamora. I get it. But why not also take Iron Man? I feel like Iron Man's probably pretty important. I don't know. Like,
well, there's only there's 6 of them?
Yeah.
Which is because there is that shot of them recreating the Avengers 1 look where the camera rotates around all of them.
Yeah.
As Ultron's doing his monologue. Yeah.
Yeah, there is that. But whatever.
Yeah. Well, which I should mention too in the first part, right? The way Clint sacrificed himself. I'm like, oh, this is like Endgame, right?
Yeah. Which that was another really great moment of episode 1, I thought. I actually really liked that scene. And just like how progressively over the episode, you just really get a sense that Clint is just like, I'm done. I can't go any further. Like, that's it. I'm over. And like, I don't know. I dug that. That was kind of an interesting, just little character trait.
Him being tired? Yeah.
And just being like, he's seen so many people die, and like everyone he knows is gone. And it's like, what are we saving? Well,
that's the crazy part, right? Like, they're the last 2 people alive on that planet.
It's nuts. Like, I think that's I don't know. I really like that. I dug it. And that's more of like that first episode stuff. I think that's just really good emotional resonance stuff. Like like Clint's not making too many jokes. Like it's
Yeah.
more Black Widow doing the joking, and he's more the straight man, which is great. Like he's just over. Like I just love him being a character who's over the MCU jokes.
Yeah,
Like
he's like,
in
I'm tired of
universe.
this. Like,
It's just like I'm
what's
sick of
the
it.
point?
Let me out of this. I'm done. So I don't know. I thought that worked pretty good, and I loved all that stuff. And that final moment is a really epic moment to go out on. Honestly, like blowing up an entire like squad of Ultron robots. Like
Hmm.
it's pretty cool. And then just using some of his coolest arrows, like the one that creates like a force field, and like there's another one that's like a burning net that can like burn through
Yeah.
them. Super neat. And then I love when he fires the 3 arrows like at the
Yeah.
same time at him. Like
Hmm.
I'm like, oh man, I hope this is the kind of Hawkeye action we get in his show,
Yeah, I hope so too.
because that would be really dope.
Yeah. I mean, I think part of it that makes it great too is because it's animated, they have more leeway with what they can do. Like the final fight is pretty good. Well, even like in the first part when he first shows up with the invisible cloak and he's fighting all the Ultron bots by himself, like that part
part's
was great.
Yeah, I was like, this is awesome. The only part of that fight that I thought was weird was when they did. It's whenever they do like slow mo. I don't think it works.
Yeah,
same
not
way
with
as it
not
does
with
in
this
live
art
action.
style either.
Yeah, because they do like the slow mo shot of him like jumping over like an Ultron robot or something, and he
Mhm.
fires one, and then there's like the slow mo shot of Black Widow with the motorcycle where she hits 2 of them, and I'm like, I just don't think it quite works.
I thought the final fight there was some really good moments in there when they were taking turns fighting Ultron. That stuff was cool.
Yeah, I like that. I kind of thought what would have been neat, and maybe this could have happened in like a longer version of it, is that each of them ends up getting a stone off of Ultron, like as the fight continues, so that finally Ultron is just Ultron and he just has the Mind Stone in his head, but then like 5 of the other people have stones, so they're each able to use those powers of the stones or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially because there's 6 of them too.
Yeah, right? And like Doctor Strange is definitely powerful enough to hold one. Thor would be powerful enough to hold one. I guess potentially T'Challa Star-Lord could, depending on how the King of Wakanda powers work. I guess he could hold a stone. Gamora could.
Well, there was the shot of T'Challa holding the Soul Stone, and there was the protection holding it for him.
Oh yeah, so that could be a thing. Maybe that helps him access it and also use it.
Also, I wish we got more looks at the protection seals, because those design looks pretty cool.
Yeah, those were neat. Like, I loved the cool protection armor. I was kind of hoping it would stay on him the whole time.
Yeah, me too.
But then it was just like, it's expensive. Let's only show it when they get hit.
Yeah, there's moments where I'm like, oh, look at this budget shot. Especially when they're all fighting and it's just the Soul Stone on camera.
Oh yeah, where you just hear him in the background. It's just like, okay, cool. We can't even do like a reflection in the Soul Stone. Would have been kind of neat, like like the scene in Suicide Squad where they're.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Fighting around Peacemaker's helmet, like that could have been kind of fun, but it's expensive.
Yeah, I gotta say the one thing that makes the flashy moments even better is like the 2D parts, like the blast that Ultron shoots out of his hands. Like that doesn't look like CG; it looks just like 2D animation.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. Like the Jack Kirby-esque, like deal going on. Like, oh man, like when him and when Ultron and the Watcher first originally fighting is pretty great.
Yes.
And I love the moment, like even though it is the what the hell moment, I like the rest of the moment of it where it's like Ultron realizing he's hearing the Watcher and being like, "What are you? Where are you?" Like him being so curious about it is so interesting.
Yes. Which that moment is in the Doctor Strange episode too, for a little bit.
Yeah, because Doctor Strange can hear him, right? Because of how powerful he gets.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But that second episode, man, I just wish Ultron did a little more. You know what I mean? Like he just kind of blasts stuff.
Yeah, they just limit him to not doing because like it's too powerful, I guess, that they have to just dumb it down.
Because like he could just create like a million Ultron robots, and they
Yeah,
could
we saw him do that.
Yeah, like we already know that that's a thing he can do, and he doesn't do that in the final fight, which is like, okay, why? But like, why wouldn't you?
I kind of wish the time stop scene went on longer of Strange fighting him while time was being slowed down, since they both have a time stone. Like I thought we could have gotten more of that.
Yeah, that would have been kind of cool. I would have liked. I loved when Doctor Strange ate the explosion, though. Like when Ultron is just like, I'm just gonna blow it up, and then Doctor Strange is just like, no, you're not, and then he just munches on it, and it just makes his eyes set on fire, and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I really liked it when he unleashed the giant tentacles, and then you just see like the energy coming off, and in parts of the energy you see like his demon form start to come out.
Yeah, and then I love that there's the one shot of just like the full form of what he actually is, and it's like, oh, he's scary looking.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Yeah, everything with Doctor Strange was pretty dope. I just wish Ultron had the same rose up to match it, I guess.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because all Ultron did was really just like explode stuff, shoot lasers, and then get big.
Yeah, he was an anime villain.
Yeah. Whereas in the first episode, I thought his power set was a lot more interesting. Like he was doing a lot more stuff in episode 1 with all of the different stones and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I like the moments where the stones he's gonna use flash. Like that's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The Infinity Stone machine was interesting.
Oh, the Infinity Grinder. Okay. Yeah. I guess. I wasn't really the biggest fan of it. I was just like, it's a thing, I guess.
I mean, it's an interesting plot point for her universe, right? It's like, no, we have to destroy these.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah, because the whole like they thought they destroyed the stones, but I looked at the timestamp. I'm like, yeah, we're not even close to being over with this episode.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen, and they pulled the multiverse thing. We're like, well, yeah, these aren't your Infinity Stones, so your machine's not calibrated.
Oh my gosh, which doesn't make sense because here's why I don't like that. Okay, I just didn't think they should have had an Infinity Crusher at all. The plan should have just been to get the stones away from Ultron. That should have been the plan. Because the more stones you get away from him, the less multiverse traversal power he has, right? That makes more sense. This implies that the stones are specific to the universe they come from, but Ultron can use his stones anywhere. But in the comic books, the way they set it up is that if you have stones from an alternate universe, you can't use them in the new universe you're in. You have to use the current Infinity Stones that are in that timeline in order to do anything.
Yeah, that's just one of the rules that they didn't want to throw in for the what if.
But I guess that rule also doesn't apply to the MCU because they use stones from an alternate timeline in the main timeline in Endgame, right?
Yeah.
But then again, like maybe they just don't care. Which could also be the case. I don't know.
Well, because also it's like, how else would you make Ultron that much powerful without Infinity Stones, I guess?
Yeah, I suppose. I guess it's a good thing they went back to the planet that all of that stuff happened on, right? Like, that's pretty lucky. Also, why Captain Carter?
Why was she picked?
I guess she's strong of heart or something, because she's in the first episode.
She's one of the main characters. Yeah.
She's in the first episode.
Well, I'll be honest, it looked like she did more than T'Challa did.
That's true. T'Challa didn't do anything in this episode.
Like, there's the shot where T'Challa throws him through the wall and starts shooting him with the gun. It's like, that's not gonna do like, that's not doing anything.
Yeah, like I thought you were smarter than this. I gotta say, our reintroduction to the Peggy Carter timeline here at the beginning of the episode, super boring. It's just Winter Soldier, but with Peggy.
Yeah, frame for frame, just Winter Soldier.
It's so boring. I like that they got what's-his-face back to be Batroc. He looks nothing like Batroc, like from the movie.
No.
But I don't know what they were doing with his face design. I have no idea. He also doesn't speak French, which I thought was weird. because I thought that was like a whole part of his character is that he's French and he speaks French. But in this one, he's just like, you're a lady. I'll speak English, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess the writers don't want to deal with a different language. Just make it simple, because that's really what that segment was, right? There was nothing different about it.
Yeah, they're like, we have to do Winter Soldier, but we have to do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I do like this part though, where T'Challa Star-Lord shows up to save Peter Quill, from Ego. I thought that was kind of neat.
I didn't think we were gonna get stuff from that.
Yeah, I was like, I want to see more of that. You know what sucks is we're probably not going to see more of that. This timeline.
Well, I don't know. At the end, right, we see T'Challa and Peter Quill shooting
Chadwick
the rest of
Boseman's
Ego.
not around anymore, man.
Oh yeah, that's what you mean, right?
Yeah,
right.
I don't think we're going to see any more of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was also that report of a spinoff with T'Challa for What If.
Yep,
right?
which I thought would have been awesome. I was like, you know what? I'm genuinely interested in how this universe kind of shakes out past the initial episode. You know, like, I dug the Collector being like the big bad. I like. There's a lot of stuff of that I really liked. I don't know.
Well, we'll see what they try to do for season 2. I wonder what they're gonna. Killmonger looks cool in the Ultron suit, but it's obviously predictable of him that he was gonna do that. Right?
Yeah, he's the betrayer, right? Like he's just the dude who betrays everybody.
Not a big shocker.
I will say I dug that we got Eitri. We got to see Eitri again. He doesn't say anything, but he's there. I love that we got Nidavellir. I wish we got that episode, man.
Yeah, and so he was melting the gauntlet, right? Or was
I think they're making a gauntlet.
Okay.
Because Eitri still has his hands. Like he doesn't have rock hands yet. So this is pre-Thanos getting to him.
Thanos is dead in that universe though, right? Because Gamora's known as the Thanos Slayer.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, what was it? Gamora.
Well, that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. And I like that this Tony Stark's whole deal is like, let's get the Infinity Stones so we can protect the entire galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
yeah, same ideals that he had in Ultron.
Of all the people that you wouldn't pick for your team, why wouldn't you choose Tony Stark? Like of any universe, I don't know that. This whole show is like just let's kill Tony Stark 4 times and then not pick him for the final episode. Oh yeah, Destroyer of Thanos. There it is.
Yeah,
Survivor of Sakaar and Destroyer of Thanos.
The way they resolve fighting Ultron is, I mean, it's different. It's just a stalemate kind of situation.
Well, okay. I will say, I like that they figure out that they can't beat him. And they're like, okay, there's no way we can beat this guy. He's so strong. There's an alternate thing we got to do. And Doctor Strange is the one who figures it out. He's like, we're never meant to beat him. Like, that's not what we're supposed to do. We're just supposed to stop him. And it comes down to the arrow with the USB drive. The USB arrow. Yeah. I love it.
You know, when that idea was first brought up in the first part, I was like, isn't that a little too easy, though? Like, he has the Infinity Stones. Like, I get he's still an AI and everything, but...
You'd think he'd be able to just turn that off, right? Like, just disintegrate the arrow. Stop Arnim Zola from taking him over. I don't know.
Well, plus he has the Soul Stone, so it's like he could just not be an AI anymore. Yeah,
he could just be a guy, right? I think. Yeah. It's very strange. It's a very weird deal. I don't know. I still dig it. It's like, you know, they got to find an alternate way to beat him than just fighting him head on. And this is kind
instead of just physically destroying him.
Yeah, and this is kind of an interesting way to do it. You know, like it's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's no longer him. It's Zola that's now trying to fight for the Infinity Stones.
Yeah. Like Zola's got like control of the body, and then we also get like chess computer face Zola, which is great. Something I was really hoping we'd get at some point was computer face Zola, which is like awesome.
That's like the concept art for Winter Soldier, where he was going to have a robot body and he was going to have the screen in the stomach area. Oh,
I'm still so bummed that didn't happen. I like that it's Peggy Carter that has to do it. Again, Star-Lord T'Challa does nothing. He just gets flung against a wall.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, he doesn't have any of Ego's powers either, so it's like he's literally just there.
Yeah, he's just a guy. And I like, I kind of dig the inside the brain thing where it's like the two computer programs fighting each other. Very similar to, like Age of
Oh,
Ultron.
Ultron.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
it's Jarvis versus Ultron.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I like this whole bit. And then when Zola starts taking him over, and he's like, "Ah, no!" Like just takes him, like just blends into him. It's pretty gross. But man, the Killmonger reveal is really silly. And also, like, I still have the thing of Killmonger is just a guy. I don't know. Maybe if you're just a guy, but you're at like top peak strength still, and you're not hurt too bad.
Well, remember, he's also like
wield
super
the
tech
stones?
savvy as well. Like that's like because he came up with the designs for those Sentry bots he made, and he just understood how Ultron works, so he could take over the suit, I guess.
But I like okay. Follow me here for a second though.
Yeah.
Iron Man's able to do all the same stuff he is, right?
Yes.
But for whatever reason, when Iron Man does anything with the stones, he starts getting all burned up on the hand down because he's a human, because he's a normal person, like Killmonger.
Well, here's the thing with that. I was thinking about that watching it. The gauntlet handles the power for Thanos. I mean, he still gets injured and all that, but that's because he uses it for destroying half the universe, so it's going to use way too much power. But here, like, Ultron's suit was designed to hold the stones after he acquired them, like, because he used the stones to create the suit. So I think that could play part of it.
I mean, I could buy that if his head was covered up.
Oh, okay.
Like, when he's using any energy from the stones, if Killmonger had to put his helmet up in some way, I would buy it. But Killmonger's just like, nah, I can just use them. And it's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. It comes off to me as kind of silly.
Well, but I mean, like, the same thing with Thanos, though, right? When he's using when he's using all the stones, he's not. It's just a gauntlet he's wearing, and he's still okay.
But Thanos isn't just a normal human, though. Thanos is a Titan. Like, he's totally different.
That's
beast,
true too.
You know, like he's a totally different species of creature. He's on a power level like without any of the stones. He's on a power level where he can still kick the crap out of the Hulk. You know, Star-Lord is still half celestial, but he even gets burned up just by touching a stone. Because he's still part human.
Right, when he wields the Power Stone in the first movie.
Yeah. Like, they've set the rules for these things, that normal humans shouldn't be touching this shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Red Skull. When he touches one, he gets disintegrated and sent to another dimension. And then turns into a space ghost. Like, I don't know. I was just like, Killmonger should have had some other repercussion for using these things, I think, personally. But this is also a show where they can't be too serious. But I like the resolution after the fight. I dig all of them going back to their own universes and stuff. I like that they're like, Agent Carter, you can't go back to when in the past for whatever reason. I don't know. They still need you, I guess is the excuse.
Yeah, they need you, and I guess also it's one of those fixed points in time things too, probably. That makes sense. You can never go back because that's going to cause problems for your universe.
Kind of like the Doctor Strange deal. I love the Black Widow reveal. I think it's so cool. Like her ending, like how she ends up in the universe where all of the other Avengers died. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. We got to see her she's going to fight with Captain America and Captain Marvel.
I like that Black Widow uses the staff to take over Loki's brain.
And then, the only other thing is we got the post-credit scene, which reveals that the Hydra Stomper's there on the ship for Winter Soldier. I guess Steve Rogers is in there.
I guess. I don't really know how that works.
Like, wouldn't he be like 90 years old?
Well, and also like he wasn't captured at the end of the Peggy Carter episode. He was just kind of there after Peggy disappeared. You know what I mean? Like, he had the Hydra Stomper and all the other American soldiers were there. I don't really understand what this implies. I don't get it.
No, I really don't get it either. I mean, I would hope, I would hope it's still like they would make him the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And then like that's him piloting the Hydra Stomper as a side thing, you know, but he was still being Winter Soldier with assassination jobs. That would have been cool.
I guess, but it doesn't make any sense for him to become the Winter Soldier because he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's with the American military by the end of the episode. It feels like that post-credit scene was connected to a version of the Peggy episode where he didn't come back in the Hydra Stomper at the end.
Well, I also think it ties in with why the Watcher said you shouldn't go back in time, because you're just going to meet him again anyways.
Yeah.
Like, that could be a thing. And he's I'm probably guessing he's going to be old, like super old, like how Peggy was in Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's probably the case.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's just like, oh, hey, no, I'm just young because we figured out the super soldier serum too or something. You know, who knows?
I love how much of an afterthought Gamora has to be in this final, like, little montage. Like, so we get the Watcher being like, I'm going to drop you off somewhere, Natasha talking to Nick Fury, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to be able to help you guys out, blah, 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 blah. And then we get, like, T'Challa and Peter Quill, like, both shooting guns, and I'm like, oh, that's a good moment. That's cute. It's kind of like when Yondu taught Peter Quill how to shoot. Like, it reminds me of that kind of moment. And then we just get a shot of Gamora and Tony. They're not doing anything. They're just standing there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing they cut that stuff because the episode didn't come out.
Yeah, it's just really funny. Like, that scene is just so weird. And then you get Thor and Jane getting back together, which is great.
Yeah, that was nice.
I like Thor's battle cry.
Vegas, Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas! And then Ultron being like, never heard that battle cry before. That's weird. That was a good time. I enjoyed that. And I guess now the Watcher has resolved to break his oath, I suppose?
I mean, I guess it's just a one-time thing, you know,
Maybe,
because that was the only threat. But
he says right here, the multiverse, every single world, every single story is my home, and I will protect it to the end.
Oh,
like,
right.
He's resolved to not just be in the background anymore a little bit. Like, he's much more...
Yeah, I mean, unless he just recruits the heroes again to fight his fight because he's like, well, no, I can't do it. No.
Very weird. I like the implication of him being more active now, though. I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah, like, I thought he was going to, like, move the box that had Zola's file back in the first episode.
I'm kind of happy he didn't, because he got so close to, and then they just found it, and he was like, oh my god, thank god. And it's like, that's a very audience member type of meta joke to make. And I like that one. Like, I'm like, if you make jokes like that with the Watcher, that's funny. Like, that's the way to make it, like a fun time, instead of just making him say, what the hell?
Right. Yeah, I thought he would push it because, you know, he hears Ultron's voice. It's like, oh no, maybe he found me type of situation. Yeah.
But I dug it. I think overall I like the last two episodes. I just think the first one is stronger than the second one, just in terms of, like, visuals and what Ultron does and stuff. And you know, it has the same endgame problem where the final fight happens in just a big gray area.
Yeah.
Which, you know, there's a little bit more cartooniness to this because they're obviously cartoon characters and they're a little bit brighter colored. You know, still big gray area with not a whole lot going on.
It's just easier to work with.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Less defined stuff you got to put in there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so overall with the show, I think it's okay. It's definitely rough in a lot of places, and I really hope they fix that in season 2.
Yeah, it's a pretty mixed bag, which I've always found even comic versions of What If to be a pretty mixed bag. So I'm not super surprised by the way this turned out, because, you know, there are definitely going to be episodes that hit better than others. I've heard a lot of people saying that they hate the Party Thor episode. Like, they're just like, this is totally off tone, and it's just not. It's a total filler episode. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, technically, all of these are essentially filler episodes, so I don't think that's too valid of a complaint to make.
Yeah, but that's also the point of Thor's episode. It's supposed to feel different than the rest.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be it's supposed to be the breath of happy air before the show goes to poop. You know what I mean? Before the situation is the worst that it can be.
Yeah, like, I thought that was pretty clear. Like,
yeah, that made sense to me, but, you know, maybe some people...
yeah, interesting stuff with that, yeah.
Yeah.
If I would recommend the show, there's definitely stuff to skip. and I don't think it
I
would
don't think
really
you need
hurt.
to watch the zombie one. I think you could skip the zombie episode.
I mean, I would say I still think it's better than Captain Carter and Star-Lord T'Challa.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Star-Lord T'Challa still has some moments that I like. I just think that the logic of the universe of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, like I don't
Like,
recommend that episode mainly because of Thanos, I think.
yeah, I would say if you really want to listen to one of Chadwick Boseman's final performances, I think Chadwick Boseman himself in that episode is really good. That is
Yeah.
something I'll say about that episode, is that I think his voice acting is pretty top notch in comparison to a lot of other Marvel actors that showed up in the series, and I think he's doing, yeah, he did a pretty good job. I don't know. And I like that he meets Howard the Duck. I like that he gets to fight the Collector, and the Collector's a big bruiser now and took kind of the place that Thanos had in the universe as like the big bad. I dig it. But overall, that episode is just kind of whatever. Other than those smaller aspects, I guess. But yeah, I would say that I would probably recommend about half the episodes.
Yeah, you could put just the not so good ones on in the background if you have to watch it, or if you want to watch it, just put it on the background. There's really nothing there.
Yeah, and I think for kids, I think this is a great show for kids. I think it works really well for kids. This whole series gave me very Avengers Assemble vibes, like that cartoon series. Just using the voice actors and the looks of the characters from the movies for the most part. So I thought that worked. The action, it is all pretty standardly good, I'd say, across the whole board. I can't really think of an action scene I didn't like.
Yeah, the action is one of the highlights for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope for season 2, now that things have kind of calmed down, we can actually get these actors into real studios instead of like the closets, and we can get good audio.
Yeah, that would be nice.
At least make it consistent, because again, it's cool that we get the actors, but even in the final episode, like some of them, they sounded like they were in different setups.
Oh yeah, none of them. There isn't a single point in this entire series where I feel like any characters are in the same room with each other. Yeah, I think Natalie Portman and Kat Dennings definitely show that quite a bit.
There's no consistency of audio quality,
or like line delivery. Even like it's pretty all over the place. And hopefully season 2 will give us longer episodes. I hope Disney doesn't look at this and go, well, we got away with making 20-minute episodes in season 1 and everybody still watched it, so we could just do that with season 2. I hope they're willing to put a little more time into the stories of season 2's episodes. Jeffrey Wright did a great job as the Watcher. Mm-hmm. Probably one of my favorite acting jobs in the whole show. I thought he was consistently great throughout.
I really liked him as a narrator for this.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if season 2 brings in more stuff that they've introduced later. Like, I'd love to see like a Shang-Chi episode, where like, what if Shang-Chi, like the what if episode I would love to see is what if Shang-Chi returned to the 10 Rings after assassinating the guy, instead of staying in America. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like he took over.
Yeah, like he came back and he actually succeeded Wen Wu. Like, I think that would be super rad. Like, he's just like a crazy warmonger guy, and maybe the sister's the one who escapes the city now, and like she has to go back and defeat Shang-Chi.
Well, that would make sense, right? Because Shang-Chi would be a different person, and she would actually be afraid of him, or not afraid, but like, oh, you're not my brother anymore.
Yeah. Like, I think that could be a really interesting concept for an episode with that stuff. I would like it. Or like, what if Wen Wu was the one who got killed? Could be another interesting episode. Like, instead of the mom, like, what if it was the dad?
Or what if Wen Wu actually infiltrated I forget the village's name in the other dimension? Like, what if he actually just decided to fight there instead of fall in love with his wife?
Oh, like in the first place? Like, what if he had just stormed it in the beginning?
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be cool too. So there is no Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Shang-Chi wouldn't exist. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool ideas for that. I'm curious to, like, if once I see the Eternals, if I'll have the same kind of push for that. Like, what if there was things different about how the Eternals were handled? I'm sure I'll have a lot of things like that.
Yeah, I hope they
um,
can expand more with just different characters that we already have. Because from what it
yeah,
looks like, is they just want to stick to MCU characters that are out, right? So,
yes,
like, as much as we want Beta Ray Bill, we probably won't see him until he debuts in the MCU, if he ever
yeah, in
does.
some way. Yep, they
Yeah,
want to deal with characters who already exist. Probably not introduce a whole lot of original people.
because I would say their target audience is MCU fans for this show.
I definitely think we need more Guardians episodes. I think it's kind of a crime that there was like almost no Guardians stuff in
We
this.
we need a Rocket and Groot episode for sure.
Oh, that would be so cool. Or like a Drax episode. Like just give
Hmm.
me a whole episode about Drax. Like what if his family wasn't killed? I don't know. Or like what if Drax died and the mom didn't? Like what if it was his wife?
Oh, she
So we get
became
to
the
actually,
Destroyer.
yeah, like that could be kind of neat.
Hmm.
Or even his daughter. Like what if his daughter became the Destroyer?
Yeah, that'd be cool too. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of good stuff that they could pull off.
Yeah. Man, that would be so cool. Yeah, Chimeria the Destroyer. That would be his daughter. And then if it was his wife, it would be Hovat the Destroyer. And I'm like, yeah, that would be so awesome.
Yeah, and they would probably
Um,
fight like Gamora and Nebula or something.
you could have like a what if episode of what if Peter Quill was picked up by Ego instead of Yondu? Like, what if Ego just went himself to go back and get Peter? Could be kind of neat. Um,
Yeah, and then they would be a problem in the universe, right? Because they would team up together, trying to take over
yeah,
the universe, and that's when the Guardians show up, and it's not Star-Lord. It's probably going to be Gamora, but it could be somebody else.
yeah,
Or,
like that
or
would be pretty
you could
cool.
just have Guardians 3000s be the team in that universe.
Yeah, that would be neat. I think there's all kinds of neat other stories they'll be able to tell going forward. Um, and that's why I really dig that they're even doing What If like at all, because I'm like, you know what? Season one is probably pretty rocky because they're touching the waters, dipping their toes in, they're figuring it out. Um,
Yeah, it's safe
oh,
for
you
the
know
most
who would be
part.
great? You know what would be great? Oh, this is totally how you could do it. Okay, Star-Lord joins Ego, right off the bat. Boom. You know who's still around at that time? The original Guardians. You got Starhawk, played
Yeah.
by Sylvester Stallone. You got the robot, played by Miley Cyrus. You got Michelle Yeoh playing the Asian lady. You got the weird dude who does like the Doctor Strange hands. You know, like have that team show back up and fight Ego and Star-Lord. Like that would be tight. Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, I would really like that for
Yep.
for that one too.
And it's like they've already got like a whole pre-established team. Like, woof, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I hope for season 2 it's a good balance of, okay, we're continuing some stories from season 1, and then we're gonna be bringing in new stuff for season 2.
Yeah, that would be cool. I really hope so.
Because I'm sure we're gonna get Captain Carter come back. We're gonna get the Gamora episode,
Yep. And we got.
and
I bet you there's going to be a zombies sequel.
well, yeah, because there was a cliffhanger for that too,
Yep.
right? Yeah,
So there will be a sequel episode for the zombies.
yeah. I'm curious how they're gonna bring back that Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's going to stick mainly to the What If show or if he'll be maybe a movie tie-in deal going forward. I don't know.
Mm.
Multiverse of Madness could have all kinds of crazy stuff in it, I guess.
Yeah, because I'm paraphrasing from an interview from, I think, one of the writers. They said that consider the What If sort of canon to the multiverse of the MCU.
Okay.
So, because that to me just says, oh, okay, so there's some of these possibilities could come in the future.
Interesting. The show's an enjoyable experience. I definitely think there are episodes I don't like as much as others, but I think overall this is like if you leave your brain at the door before you watch this and you kind of just stop caring, which sounds, kind of dumb, but that's kind of what this show is. It's kind of dumb. But if you do that and you keep your thoughts about how it connects to everything else kind of low, and how maybe some of the logistical stuff doesn't work, I think you'll have a good time. Because I think ultimately that's what this show's just trying to be. It's a good time.
Yeah, just keep your expectations low, I think, and you'll be fine. But I think on that note, we could go ahead and wrap up this episode.
They released a new clip just like recently. I posted it in the chat. It's a fight scene from the Eternals. So I didn't know if you wanted to check this out real quick before we end.
This is the beach scene, right? I was talking about? Yeah.
I think so. I haven't seen this yet, so this gives me some Jupiter's Legacy vibes right there.
They're really just like Jupiter's Legacy, in a sense.
Pretty much, yeah. That's in a sense. But I think they're aliens. Oh, and then the clip's over. Oh, that's it? And then it's just the trailer? Oh, okay. That's lame. I thought it was going to be a whole, minute clip. Well, their powers look kind of cool.
That's a line right there. The MCU becomes eternal.
Oh, man.
That's such an early, 2000s type of thing.
Did you hear the line that Icarus says now in this movie? He says, "Eternals assemble."
No, does he really?
Yeah, that's a legit line in this movie. That's somebody wrote that and said that was a good idea.
Oh, he just said it right there. I think.
Yeah, I think it's in the trailer that is attached to this video. It's yeah, I'll let you know how this is. I'll let you know.
He says it so monotonely too.
Yeah, it's like no.
They're not even that's just him in a kitchen.
It's just him in a kitchen.
That's like the first act. It's like, okay, we have to go recruit everybody.
Oh, that was a great reaction, man. That was wonderful.
He's just in a kitchen.
You were so mad. That's just him in a kitchen.
I thought they would try to if you're gonna say that line, at least make it same as in Avengers, right?
Make it relatively epic in some way.
Yeah, I saw some leaks for Crow, I think, a while back, and yeah.
I mean, his toy design has been around for forever.
It was a leak from one of the screenings, I guess, or whatever, and yeah, there it is. He does not look good.
No, Crow looks pretty. I've seen the toy in person, by the way. I've seen all of their action figures in person. I've seen a few of them at Target, but not too many. But Downtown Disney, last time I was there, actually has all of the Eternals figures, all of them. And some of them look pretty good. I think Rob Stark looks horrible. His head sculpt does not look like him at all. But he has an alternate one where he's got laser eyes. Okay. And that head sculpt looks pretty dope. If I was to buy any of these figures, I'd probably keep the laser head on him. And Crow looks like a mess.
Yeah.
I don't know what the design is there. I have no idea what the intent of that is. I don't know. He's so generic looking.
I think this Crow shot's from one of the trailers.
Oh.
It's a shot of him talking to Angelina Jolie, and I'll post the image here. But
okay.
He doesn't look good.
Yeah, I've seen the scene where he's stroking her face or whatever, and it's really strange.
that's the scene. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really weird. Oh. Is this the Flash? What is this? I didn't know I was watching Supergirl. That looks just like the Martian Manhunter.
Well,
wow.
Yeah,
he looks.
They can go as late as 2 weeks before the premiere to submit final versions of the film, right? So we can hope he'll look a lot better.
Yeah, hopefully his CGI gets a little tightened up here and there.
Mm-hmm.
What a weird design. What does he look like in the comic book? Does he look different?
He looks way different. He looks just like a regular person.
Let's see. Crow, Marvel Comics. Yeah, he's just like a red dude. Wow, they didn't even get the colors right on him. What?
Yeah.
How do you go from this guy to the thing in this movie? What the hell? I don't... That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he's just a dude in a goofy outfit.
All it says to me is forgettable design and villain, so...
Yeah, a little bit. I guarantee you this guy's going to be dead by the end of the movie. They got What's-His-Face to play him, though. Did you hear who's playing Crow?
No.
It's Legion.
Oh, really?
From X-Men Legion.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the main guy. He's voicing Crow.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
here
wow,
it
what a
is.
waste.
Yeah, that's a
Dang,
waste.
that sucks. It's like, you know how you played this really compelling character in another Marvel thing? Yeah, we're gonna make you play somebody more boring than Malekith from the Dark World. Holy moly, what a boring thing. I like this. This is like as boring a design as like the Fallen from the second Transformers movie. Like this is,
Yeah.
it bears no resemblance to anything prior. Just it looks totally generic. There's nothing like interesting about it at all. Oh my gosh, what even is the point? Yeah, the thing they're fighting on the beach scene. I'm like, what that's nothing. What is that? It's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just hope these are just bad trailers.
Yeah, I'm really hoping the movie's better than these trailers. But holy moly, I really hope it's good. That's all I'm feeling. I'm just hoping it's good.
But yeah, all right, guys. I think we can wrap up here until the next episode. DC Fandom's coming real soon, and then we're gonna get your thoughts about Eternals.
I'll give some preliminary thoughts. I will not spoil the movie, but I'm very interested to see what these 2 post-credit scenes are supposed to be. What's the next one after this is Spider-Man, right? That's the next movie after this? Okay. So I'd imagine one of them will probably have something to do with that, and then the other one will probably be more directly related to the Eternals themselves.
Yeah, because as the recent trend goes, they're filming new post-credit scenes just to tie into the next thing, right?
Yeah, like Black Widow and Shang-Chi and that kind of stuff.
Well, I guess Shang-Chi would have just been like that, right?
Maybe. I feel like the Ten Rings one, the for the sister taking over stuff, sort of felt new-ish. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Shang-Chi was all done and ready to go.
But like
definitely
Black
Venom.
Widow
Scene. Venom for sure. That was definitely shot much later than the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm sure it's the same here with Eternals.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Which is why it would have 2, right? One for these characters and one for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, while we wait for the next episode, Jake, where can we see that fresh Black Knight cosplay you just made?
Ooh, that fresh Black Knight cosplay is going to be over on my Instagram page at Corruption Cosplay with K's. I'll be posting obviously a bunch of stuff from the premiere once we end up heading over to that. My buddy who's Shang-Chi at the last premiere is joining, and then I've got a couple other friends who are going as Thor and Wanda for this one.
Nice.
So it'll be a good time. But yeah, and obviously anywhere else on the internet you can find me at Corruption Cosplay with K's. Power Rangers stuff is still fully on the back burner. It's on the back burner a little bit. They're working on the next episode script, so just keep an ear to the ground for that. Otherwise, nothing else new to report. Danny, where can we find you?
As always, you can find me at Negator7 anywhere, mainly manga edits and some photo mode stuff from video games that I've been doing on social media, at least until the next con. Then we'll get some cosplay stuff in there. And then if you have any questions or comments, what do you guys think of What If? Would love to hear those thoughts at marveltalkpodcast@gmail.com.
Did you like episodes we didn't? Did you like the episodes we did? Let us know.
We're right on, man. Thank you guys for listening, as always. And until next time.
Viva Las Vegas!